Hello, TAC community, and welcome to TAC Talks. I'm Anna. Today, we're here with instructor Bonnie Katz. Welcome, Bonnie. Would you like to take a second, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about the art that you make and what classes you teach at TAC?
Hi, I'm Bonnie Katz, and I'm teaching a class called Paper Route, which is a collage class. And we do different techniques, but I have a subject matter every week. And we also get a history of people doing collage, contemporary, and historical.
Awesome. And then what's your personal practices? Like, what art do you make?
Okay, I do two things. My background in education is in ceramics, and I do ceramic sculpture, so it's all hand building, non-functional, and I basically work with animal images in vessels.
Ooh,
and
good.
And I also draw a lot and paint. And the way I got into offering a class in collage is that I often do collages to get compositions for my oil paintings.
Oh, awesome. So it's like part of your process.
It's part of my process.
I love that. So when somebody takes a class from you, what can one person expect to learn or take away? And kind of you can engulf in that, like, what's your teaching philosophy and how do you apply your personal practices into your teaching?
Okay, well, my class is set up so that I give a project every week that is based on technique comes into it, in that I demo techniques that you can do with the projects, but the projects can be a very classical thing like a still life, line drawings, but then I try and give people enough technique that they can combine things to kind of push forward their ideas or their images. I give a lesson plan, but it's not set in stone. It's to get you thinking and excited and get the juices flowing and just getting you to be creative.
Yeah, and it's so important, especially now that we're kind of all separate but together, that keeping that creativity alive really helps with healing and helping us kind of process through this unusual time.
Collage seems to be a natural thing to do that. It does that, but it also, the people who take the class, it really builds a community. It's something that translates well on Zoom.
Absolutely. It sounds fun. I want to take your class. And then one last question is, like, what's one interesting or fun fact about you that people don't know or that you kind of don't share with people? Maybe a different hobby that you have or something you enjoy doing or something that inspires your artwork?
Well, I think one thing that the collage people wouldn't know, that my background is ceramics, but ceramics to me is like collage because I'm cutting slabs and layering and drawing into the clay and stenciling. I do stenciling and reliefs and transfers, and I do all that on clay. So maybe the one thing people don't know is that my artwork is very fluid through different mediums.
Oh, that's so cool. It's really inspiring. I'm kind of the same way. I do a little ceramics, I do needlework, embroidery, all that stuff. So my images tends to like transpire through all of my work, which is really, really cool.
I think the one thing you find out is your thinking process doesn't always change. The materials are different and you have to accommodate that sometimes, but if you it's all the same thinking, so you can transfer it onto all sorts of things.
Absolutely. Anything else you'd like to add, Bonnie?
Just encourage people to try Zoom. It seems to be a great way to take a class and build, like I said, build a community, and I think it works.
Yeah, I was talking earlier with someone and how I think it's so interesting that you kind of get to go into somebody else's space. Like when you teach in the classroom, they come to you and they're in your space and you're kind of studioing what you feel comfortable in. But I really have enjoyed Zoom, where I get to see a little bit into everybody's kind of everyday life, especially with my young students. It's so fun to like just see how they kind of live, and it's just a little,
you kind of see their background, and it's like on the news when they're interviewing all these people and everyone's looking at the bookshelves because all the news reporters. So we get to see what artwork is on the wall or what materials they have in their studio. So.
For sure. Awesome, Bonnie. Well, thanks for the chat, and thank you all for joining us. If you're interested in taking a class with Bonnie or any class at TAC or TAC Online, visit theartcenterhp.org.